Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to another video. Bit of a different one today. I'm going to be talking about how to network with like-minded, high-quality, high-value people in the Philippines, how to build your network, whether that's people who are of the older generation or the younger generation, doesn't matter. Like I'll give you what's worked for me personally. So if you're like a young entrepreneur or any age really, if you're an entrepreneur who wants to network in a different country, in a new country, or maybe in the existing country that you're in, then this is something that it's going to be worth watching. I'll give you what's worked for me personally, different ways that I've used to help attract like-minded people into my life, and overall make life a lot more successful and a lot more happier too. So, a little bit of backstory. I used to live in the UK. I'm full Filipino, so I was born here actually, and then I moved to the UK at the age of 7, and then I moved back here just last year, like June 2023. And at first, this was the biggest thing that was on my mind. I thought it was hard to network with people or find people who were like-minded killers in the Philippines, because it's either most people, again, I'm not shitting on anyone. Like, let this be a disclaimer. I'm not shitting on anyone. I'm not talking down on anyone. That's not the intention here. Let's just say it's hard to find people who are doing online business, for example, people who are ambitious, hungry, wanted to achieve big goals in life here in the Philippines. This is what I thought when I first moved here, is that in order to find the successful people, you had to be like in the circle. And I mean, by the circle, I mean like part of the top 1% of Filipinos. You had to either be born into the generational wealth here, or you had to get into like private networks and private rooms and pay a heck ton of money for that. That's just been further from the truth. Like, I've been able to connect with so many like cool people, like-minded people. Today, I just want to show you how I do that. And I'm just going to start off with 3 things. So the first way you can network with people is online. The second way is in person. And then the third way is through mutuals, friend of a friend. So let's start with online. Something that's very important and that's helped me a lot is my personal brand, because I've gotten a lot of the people that I met, they met me through my YouTube channel or they met me through my Instagram. And even then, that's only 50% of the equation. They have to look at my Instagram and in microseconds and make a judgment as to what kind of person I am. And you also make a micro judgment as to whether they want to connect with the type of person like me or whether they want to just move on, right? So same applies to you. If you want to network with these kinds of people, then you need to clean up your Instagram. You need to make sure that your personal brand is on point. Bare minimum, you're not on private or you're not a ghost, meaning you don't have like a profile picture, you have 0 posts, because how do you expect to network with people if all you have on your page is 0 posts, you have a weird username, and you have no profile picture, and you're on private, and you don't have very many followers? Again, I'm not saying you have to be like Kylie Jenner and have millions and millions of followers, but at least make a good first impression, okay? So make sure your profile's set up nicely. I have a couple videos on that on my channel, which you can check out. And then in terms of online networking, a lot of it just comes down to being a genuine person and not being needy, and also knowing what kind of value you provide. I know everyone says it, but it really is true, because the last thing people want is for you to be desperate. No one wants to network with desperate people. So you need to have something going on for yourself, and you need to be confident about it, and you need to be confident about the value that you bring. Me, for example, I was doing appointment setting for 2 years, and that's like a high income skill. That's a skill that a lot of people know about in this space that I'm in, and I've been posting on YouTube for quite a while now, so I've been documenting my personal brand, and people know that I know a lot about this topic, okay? And I'm confident in that. So that's why I'm confident with the people that I network with. That's why I'm confident that people will want to network with me, because I know what value I bring to the table, and I do bring value to the table. If you're not at that point yet where you don't know what value you want to bring, or you just don't have any right now, you're not confident, then either get more confident about it and flex it, or you need to start with something. If you don't know what to do in your career, then just find something and be cool about it, okay? Just stick to it. Have hobbies, have interests, things that make you a more interesting person. So don't be needy. Know what value you bring to the table and actually bring value to people. So when you actually start making connections, you want to be doing things like going out to dinners, you want to be giving them valuable tips, you want to be helping them with their business, you want to be exchanging interesting conversations, you want to be funny, right? Those are a couple of ways to exchange value. We're going to go into the second point now, which is networking in person, right? The biggest rule of thumb is making sure you know what kind of people you want to network with and connect with. What do they look like? What are their age? What do they do for business, or what do they do for work? What are their hobbies and interests? What's their personality traits? What's their big goals in life? Really have that down to a T before you do go out there. Because the next thing you're going to ask yourself is, okay, I know who I want to network with. but where do these people hang out? So online, it might be in certain Facebook groups, it might be in like Discord communities, it might be in mentorships. You have to think outside the box, and you just need to know where they're hanging out and then go to those places. You need to be there like consistently. You need to be showing up in these groups consistently. You need to be consistently adding value. The frequency has to be there, because if you're just like popping into the Telegram group, that for example, like a self-improvement or a Philippines networking community Telegram group, like once a week, then you're not going to be no one wants to network with you because they don't know you, and then they just don't see you often enough, right? So you need to be frequent on these platforms. And then when it comes to in person, let's say you want to network with like the traditional, like successful people here in the Philippines. Okay, where might these people go? We're thinking 5-star hotels, we're thinking cigar lounges, they're going to nice bars, they're going to all the top trendy restaurants, they're going to all these like cool clubs and bars, right? They're going to these private events. Make a list as long as you can. Think about where these people might be hanging out, and then simply just go to those places, right? Now you might be thinking, it costs a lot, Matt, to be in those places. I don't have the budget for that. Well, let me tell you something. If you go to, let's say, Shangri-La, which is where I'm at right now, or you go to Grand Hyatt in BGC, and like these nice 5-star hotels, you can literally just go to the lobby, or not lobby, you can go to the lounge and then just order like an iced Americano and work there as well. So you're knocking down 2 birds with 1 stone. Literally just go to these lounges and then spend like 100, 200 pesos for a coffee, and then just do that every day. And then while you do that, just work. And then as you do that more and more, and you're posting on your social media, like, you're just going to attract more people. You're going to meet like-minded people. You're going to meet entrepreneurs. Everyone who's on your list, basically. Let's say with the cigars, right? That's a bit more of a pricier hobby, right? But it's an investment at the end of the day, because there's been a ton of people that I've met, celebrities, people who are entrepreneurs, people that know politicians here in the Philippines. I'm not saying this to brag, but that's just the reality. Like, I've met all these high net worth, high level people in places like cigar lounges, in places like bars, because I'm there all the time, and I'm also adding value, and I'm not giving off needy energy. I'm just there, like, I'm treating them like a normal person. I'm also not, this is a big point. I know Filipinos like to do this a lot, and it's good, but don't try to come off too much as like disqualifying yourself. Don't try like lower your value in front of them. Don't try put them on a pedestal, even if they're like a celebrity or like an artista, for example. Don't do that, because automatically, if you're like putting yourself below their level, then they're just going to treat you as such, and then they're not really going to care about you. They're not going to treat you the same way that you want to be treated. Okay, so know your value. Just imagine you guys are on the same level or better. Obviously, that's different from listening more than speaking, but don't lower your value. Okay, just treat them like a normal person. Have a good conversation with them. Have cigars if you want. Have a couple of drinks. Every now and then you can buy something for them, like a drink, or you can exchange like a connection. So as you start building connections, you're going to know people, you're going to meet people who needs, for example, a photographer. You're going to meet people who, for example, need someone in the software industry. You're going to meet someone who's going to need someone in e-commerce, right? So as you build your Rolodex of connections, you need to start thinking, okay, how can I connect 2 people together? How can I be, okay, he said he wants someone in e-commerce. I know someone who does e-commerce. Let me connect the 2 in a group chat. Boom, you just created massive value for yourself. Like a couple of weeks ago, one of my good friends, he's running a YouTube channel and he's trying to build a business around it. And then he needed someone to help with setting up systems, setting up funnels, VSL, etc. And I put on my story, is anyone here a system specialist? And then about 5 people reached out to me and said they were interested in helping. And then out of those 5 people, I connected 2 of them to my friend, and then they chopped it up, did some business deals, and then now they're working with each other. And now he's had a record month in his business. So that's the power of network. Had I not done that, then who knows where we'd be right now in our business. So it's something as easy as that, like, will be a lot of value to you, to them, to everyone. Okay, so if you know someone who needs someone, make the connection, and then that's going to raise your value too, and you're going to be worth someone connecting to. So don't be afraid to go to that cigar lounge and smoke your favorite cigar every once in a while, and don't be afraid to have a drink every once in a while. Don't be afraid to go to that party every once in a while. Organize events once in a while, invite them out to certain places. Literally just be like a friend, just treat it very casually, and then the rest will do its magic, and it's just going to compound. Okay, and most importantly, don't be afraid to go up to that person that you see who looks interesting and just go up to them and just start a conversation, right? If you're not used to that, then just start getting the reps. You need to be good at having conversations. You need to be charismatic. That's just how it is. In terms of the Philippines, I find the best places are BGC and Makati. You can literally just look up on Google Maps, like what are the best bars, the best restaurants to go, where are the best. I mean, I'm not saying like you're going to go to the restaurant and then look to the left and then strike up a conversation with the guy, or people are going to start coming up to your table. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is the more times you show up to that place, the staff will recognize you more and they're going to treat you better and you're going to become friends with them. And then next time you roll there with your boys, then the questions are just going to pop in their mind. Like, how does this guy know all these people that work there? Like, how many times has he been here, yada yada. So just go on Google Maps, just type in like the best places in BGC and Makati, Pasay if you want as well. So that's where like Moa is, that's where Soler is. You can also look in QC, even though I used to live there and there's not as many spots, but definitely BGC and Makati are the best places to go. And then step 2 is literally just showing up to those places. Again, you don't have to spend a lot, but even if you have to, every once in a while, don't be afraid to do so, right? And then go there. Let's say you roll up to the cigar lounge, and then you're just chilling, you're smoking your cigar. Let's say you're with a friend, and then opposite your seat, you see someone who's like dressed in a suit who seems interesting, and then he's of the older generation. And then you either just go up to them or like you just start small talk with them, and then you go from there. You take it very casually. You just have like non-needy energy, you know your value, and then you just have a buddy-to-buddy conversation. And then at the end of the day, don't forget to exchange contacts, whether that's your phone number or your IG, your Facebook, or whatever, right? Your WhatsApp. Don't forget that. And then always like, not always, but message them right after, say, hey, this is XYZ from the cigar lounge, or hey, this is XYZ. I'm going to connect you with this person. I know you said you needed a photographer, so this is one of my friends. Boom. Just made a connection there. And then you never know how they're going to reciprocate it. Because when you're giving value and you're giving connections, they're going to reciprocate it. Don't expect anything back from them. That's the biggest thing, and that's the last thing I'm going to say, is don't expect anything back from them. So this is what I did pretty much over the past 1.5 years to build my network and my connections here in Philippines. And this goes for any other country, like I said. It's the same principles. I'm just speaking in terms of Philippines itself. That's it for today's video. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, especially if you're new to the channel. If you're from Philippines, comment it down below. If you're from wherever, just comment where you're from down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.